Welcome to your personalized deep dive. Looks like we're heading to the land down under today. Australia. You've sent us a bunch of stuff about it. Let's see, we've got some Wikipedia in here, some other more in-depth articles too.
Looks like a good mix. Australia is one of those places that can really surprise you.
Yeah, definitely. When I think about Australia, I think most people think of like kangaroos, the outback.
Hmm.
But the thing that always gets me is just how old it is. Like how long people have lived there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the European exploration and colonization, which is, a huge part of the story.
Yeah.
But human habitation in Australia goes back way further.
Yeah.
Like we're talking 50,000 to 65,000 years.
Whoa, that's way older than like the Roman Empire, the pyramids, all that stuff.
Exactly. Puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
So are we talking about like indigenous Australians? Like what was their culture like?
Yeah, Indigenous Australians and their culture is, well, it's incredibly rich and complex. One of the most important things to understand is this concept of the dreaming.
Yeah.
It's not just a creation myth. It's more like a whole worldview, a way of understanding their connection to the land and to their ancestors.
Okay, so it's not just about like owning land, right? It's
No.
it's deeper than that.
Way deeper. It's about spiritual connection. It's about responsibility to care for the land. And that's where the clash with European colonizers gets really, really tragic.
Right, because like when the British got there in 1788, they basically said this is empty land.
Yeah, terra nullius, empty land,
Yeah.
as if nobody was there.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine a more fundamental misunderstanding.
Yeah, like that's just wrong.
It was a terrible injustice, and the effects of that disregard for indigenous rights, they lasted for centuries,
Yeah.
Dispossession, violence, the impact of European diseases. It's a dark chapter.
It makes you wonder how things could have been different. Like, what if they had just, approached the situation with more respect?
Right. And this question of respect and recognition, it's still so relevant today. Like
Okay.
the Mambo case in 1992, that was a landmark decision.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, this guy, Eddie Mabo, a Torres Strait Islander, he challenged the Australian government. He said, hey, my people have rights to this land. We've been here forever. And the court agreed. They said terra nullius. That was just a made-up thing.
Oh, so it was about more than just land, right?
Absolutely. It was about overturning this deeply ingrained prejudice. It was a huge step towards acknowledging indigenous rights.
But things aren't perfect, right?
No. The legacy of colonization is still there. The stolen generations, the forced removal of children from their families, that had a devastating impact on indigenous communities.
That's so sad.
It is. But despite everything, indigenous Australians, they keep fighting for their rights, their culture, their connection to the land. They are an essential part of understanding Australia past, present, and future.
Yeah, yeah.